For most of his life, Barron Trump has been the quiet one, the youngest in a family that has lived under the relentless glare of the public eye. But on one seemingly ordinary morning at Whitmore University, that perception changed forever. It was a crisp Tuesday, and students filed into room 305, ready for their cultural criticism lecture. At the front of the class stood Professor Eleanor Grayson, a force of nature known for her razor-sharp critiques and unapologetic opinions. Among the students sat a young man, tall and composed, dressed in a simple hoodie and jeans. No one knew that he was Barron Trump, the son of former President Donald Trump, attending under a pseudonym to escape the expectations that came with his name. That day, however, his anonymity would come to an end. Professor Grayson launched into her lecture, dissecting the personas of public figures, exposing what she saw as society's hypocrisies. Then, she mentioned a name that made Barron sit up straighter. "Take Melania Trump, for instance," she said, her voice laced with sarcasm. "A woman praised for her elegance and poise. But what does that say about us? About the values we uphold? Beauty and silence. Is that really what we want to celebrate?" A few students chuckled. Others murmured in agreement. Emboldened, Grayson continued, mocking Melania Trump's Be Best initiative, dismissing her influence, and reducing her legacy to nothing more than a curated public image. Barron had spent years staying silent, letting others speak for him. But today, something changed. Slowly, he raised his hand. The laughter faded. A hush fell over the room. Grayson paused mid-sentence, narrowing her eyes. "Yes?" Barron rose from his seat, his voice calm yet firm. "You talk about my mother as if she's just an image, a caricature of what society wants her to be. But have you ever stopped to consider the humanity behind the headlines?" A ripple of shock passed through the students. Few had even noticed him before. Now, all eyes were locked on him. Barron spoke with quiet intensity, recounting his mother's journey, from a small town in Slovenia to becoming First Lady of the United States. He described her resilience, her intellect, and the relentless scrutiny she endured. "Maybe the problem isn't her," he continued. "Maybe the problem is how we, as a society, decide who is worth celebrating. It's easy to judge someone from the outside. It's harder to understand their full story." The weight of his words settled over the room like a heavy silence. Even Professor Grayson, renowned for her sharp retorts, was momentarily speechless. When she finally spoke, her tone had softened. "Those are compelling points." But Barron wasn't done. "Criticism is fair," he said, "but what you're doing isn't scrutiny. It's mockery." The room erupted into applause. For the first time, his classmates saw him not just as a quiet student, but as someone who carried the weight of extraordinary experiences and the courage to challenge even the most dominant voices. A student recorded the moment and uploaded it to social media with the caption, "When the quietest person in the room changes everything." The video went viral, sparking national conversations about public perception, respect, and the power of standing up for what's right. The following week, Professor Grayson walked into class looking more introspective than usual. "Last week," she began, "I was challenged in a way that made me reconsider not just my arguments, but my approach to teaching. For that, I owe one of you my gratitude." Barron Trump had done more than just defend his mother. He had shifted the conversation, proving that sometimes the most powerful voices are the ones you least expect.